I'm trying to get out of here. I can't figure it out. I got to go see Kix on stage right now because they're playing one of my favorite songs of all time. This is Eric Martin from the band Mr. Big, and you were watching That Just Happened.
Hey guys, what's going on? It is Front Row Joe with That Just Happened, and we're at RockFest 80's here in Miramar, Florida. We got Eric Martin over here, and Eric, who'd you bring along with you over here?
The guys from Trixter. This is an imposter. I don't know if it's a fake Steve Brown, but it's Steve Brown.
Here comes some more imposters.
And PJ Farley.
That's all right, I'm here. We can do the interview. We can read the news.
I love it. And you were saying?
Well, I'm saying PJ Farley and Steve Brown from Trixter. Another character over there is, oh, here he comes, Joey Casada, a great drummer from the band ZO2 from New York. All right.
Hey, yeah, we're live. So
he's just the drummer. Hello, America.
Yeah, you got to come here.
No, please, you don't have to bow in front of me. You're good. So, yeah, you were saying the guys from Trixter. How'd you guys hook up and make this thing, this rock and roll show happen?
Well, I've known these guys for like almost 30-something years. I was really good friends with their lead singer, who's not here, which was good for me, actually. But and I love Pete so much, but we somehow kind of hooked up. I was touring a lot, doing like stuff on my own, and whatever. And it just seemed like a right thing to do. When I saw Trixter a long time ago, they were a great rock and roll band, but there was some sort of weird Rat Pack comedy show going on, and I thought, oh my God, that would fit perfectly with Mr. Big Mouth right now, right? And then Joey came in, and Joey's like, you know, actor, drummer guy. So we do really have a great time. But I don't know, like who I don't really remember who put it together, but it just kind of came together like an immaculate conception.
Okay, we're not supposed to talk about it. Big words. Just appeared.
Big words. Yeah. Well, I have a dictionary by the toilet. Yeah, you know.
It's actually toilet paper. Word of the day.
Oh, there you go. That's even better.
I swear to God, I want to write something on our set list where it says, like, every 3 or 4 songs, I make a joke and then you actually speak.
Make a better
everything I say, this guy has to like come out like, because he's like a little afraid of me. Anyhow, so what else are we talking about? The band was before the audience, and you know they all came up to me tonight and to everybody in this band that, oh, you guys were great. You were, man, great singing, great guitar playing, great bass, drums, everything was good. But when I left the stage tonight, I don't usually have that kind of feeling. I come off stage and like, you know, it's like another gig. I do have a good time, but I never think about it. Tonight, I thought about it. I thought, man, this was really good, and it was a redeeming from last night's crap bath.
Oh, really?
Yeah, last night it was like, I would like to say it's a shit show, but crap bath is actually my new couple words. It was a great rock and roll town back in the 90s and 80s and 90s, St. Petersburg, and it's still the same. And I swear to God, the people have never changed, and they're awesome. They're great rock and roll people. But it was just, you know, we're like...
Can't take them anywhere.
First of all, these, yeah, well, they can. They still look good. You know, a lot of work, being done here.
We're just having a great time out here. Eric's the best. What a songwriter, what a singer. Look at him. And he's a snazzy dresser. So
Not a good dresser. Never been a good dresser. Never been a really good, like, I've always been a t-shirt, jeans guy, but Steve Brown, PJ Farley.
Ironically, the guy yesterday.
First of all, there's a camera.
Ironically, a guy last night came up to Eric and said, I got to tell Eric, I actually stole some of his fashion. I said, get over here. Yes, you do have to tell him that. He's never heard that before. He'll never hear it again, so let me bring you to him.
so good.
That's major props. So what's next for you guys then? I know you've got guest appearances, you've got soundtrack appearances. You're doing a lot. Mr. Acoustic 5 maybe one of these days. But what do you got? What's next for you guys?
Well, I just got off the road about a month and a half all over Europe and the UK and stuff, like playing acoustic, and that was great. But getting a little taste of like heavy rock and roll. Oh man, the problem with us and a lot of bands in our generation, we are ready and able and like in the gate, ready to rock out. But it's like all those kind of people that we're trying to, promoters and that kind of stuff. We're like, I'm not saying we're like begging, but like we're saying like we're ready to work, ready kind of to do it. So we're just kind of okay, like this is gonna be big words now, boys. Honing our craft, and like maybe we'll actually practice. That would be kind of good too.
Why start now?
Yeah, right. But like
Next on stage.
So this is kind of a new thing. We've only played like about 15 shows together. Judging by tonight, I think we're kind of ready to kind of branch out, do opening slots, play some stuff. Joey's like the most handsome guy in the band, so I don't know why he's not even on camera.
He's Frank Stallone stand-in.
Guys. Oh my God. All right, I got 2 words for you. Stunt cocks. Okay.
Available for hire.
Stunt cocks unlimited. Anywho,
So you mentioned only the 15 gigs under your belt with these guys, and as a group, as a band, it sounds like you guys have been together for 15 years. So
well, we've known each other. We have the same humor, the same. Like we had a 4-hour drive over here, and all we did for like 4 hours was just take the piss out of each other. and the cool thing about this band, or whatever this is, with no name, by the way, no name at all.
Many names, actually.
Dude, it's like Eric Martin, Mr. Big, featuring PJ Farley, Steve Brown, and the infamous Joey Casada. And that's like way too long. I kind of like little names like
Mr. Big.
Big Trixter would be not good. Probably get sued on that one.
Bigster.
How about E-Rixter? Or but we had this one thing. We had a poster at like the Arcata Theater, and had a big poster, and it had our eyes on it. You kind of had to be there, but it was like Steve's eyes, like 2 eyes. Like you're like, I wear my sunglasses, and BJ and me, and Joey didn't get his eyes. So man, God, Joey's not a good story. But Joey's gonna get his nose the next picture. Anyway, so long story short, speaking of short,
we just lost one.
it doesn't matter. Speaking of short, the guy wears lifts in his shoes. Trust me, he does.
Well, you mentioned Mr. Big. We can't let you go without talking about Mr. Big, and certainly the new album that dropped last year, Defying Gravity, and the video by the same name has a pretty special guest appearance in there by Pat Torpey. And the comments on the YouTube video are really touching. People are loving seeing him, his smiling face in there.
Just to let you know right now. So, Mr. Big, I had this big dream, and I did like this interview, and I had this big dream about getting all kinds of different drummers for a new record, and also maybe touring. Possibly for the last time, because it's a little difficult nowadays, because Pat Torpey meant so much to us, and he was kind of like, even though Billy Sheehan was the leader, Pat was the man behind the curtain, and it was a huge inspiration for all of us, and a spiritual vibe the reason why we kept going. And now that he's gone, we were thinking about doing one more last thing together, but I guess maybe it's just like way too much work at the moment. A lot of things going on with the band. So we're gonna, and we've been touring for the last 2 years. So right now we're just gonna, we're not calling it a day at all. If anybody really cares, and I care, and I know there's Mr. Big fans out there, but we're not gonna make a record this year. We're not gonna tour until the story right now is like never say never. I have this other side project that I'm doing called Avantasia. It's a rock opera. And hopefully whatever this knuckleheads from New Jersey is, I have so much fun with these guys, and there's no. I mean, sure, I'm sure they had baggage from way back in the day, and I've carried some baggage over my day. But together as some kind of weird clown royale unit, we're fun together, and it gets my mind off of a lot of stuff. I mean, I'm still processing Pat Torpey's death too, so. All right. So sorry to bring this show down.
All right. No, we had to get that out just because it was so cool to see him, kind of one last time.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He meant so much to me and Billy and Paul and
the fans.
Oh my God, he was so delightful. And that's kind of weird rock and roll world, but he was so gracious to the fans. They loved him so much. It was, when we went to his wake, his funeral, and it was supposed to be just kind of a private thing, and then it turned out to be like 300 people or something, like close friends, and they were like celebrity baseball players and like high-powered lawyers, and so I didn't know all these stuff that Pat knew, all these people, and he had his drums set up on the altar. He was totally rock and roll, but he was a force to be reckoned with. He was such a powerful. He was one of the best drummers ever. And even when he passed away, all these YouTube stuff came in and all this other video footage, and I went oh my God, I never took advantage of the fact. Or maybe I just didn't. Because I'm in a band with the guy, I was like, he's good, he's great. Maybe it wasn't my ego or anything, but I was like, I never really thought about it. But when he passed away, I was like, oh my God, he was really, really great. Like one of the best drummers ever. And even some of the best drummers ever that are out there, like the Greg Bissonets and the Mike Portnoys and all those guys, Troy Luccketta. My dear friend Troy Luccketta admired Pat so much. So yeah, it's so sad that he's gone, man. He was such a great friend, and we went to Japan together actually to play an acoustic kind of. I'll close it with this, okay? We went to Japan together. Me, Pat, and this guy John McNamara from Australia. We played an acoustic show, and Japanese people, their second language is English. So I'm cutting jokes, and I'm being funny, and I'm outgoing and Mr. Entertainer, And the show ends. We were in Tokyo, and the crowd's going crazy. Acoustic show, and Pat goes, "Man, you're funny. You're really good at this stuff. How come you never talked in Mr. Big? I mean, who told you can't talk?" And I go, You. And he goes, "Man, I suck. You're funny." And it was one of the biggest compliments that I've had in 30 years with the guy.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Well, we certainly appreciate you coming out and sharing your music with us. We certainly
and I'm the last man standing too, by the way. All those other guys that can, yeah, of course, because they got chicks and drinks and people to hang out with and kiss ass to
and youth and energy.
I just like talking to you, man. All right.
I love it. Well, thanks again. Really appreciate your time. Guys, Eric Martin at RockFest 80's, and that just happened.
Thank you.
Yeah.